going to talk about why I left, why I disrobed. So I had never, despite loving the lifestyle and loving the community and having a great affection for the tradition, actually, and being 100% convinced through my experience of the power of the mindfulness practice, the meditation practice, the morality, the lifestyle, the kind of insight element of the Buddhist practice, and the kind of fundamental philosophy of it, the Four Noble Truths in particular, and everything that springs from that. 100% convinced. But I didn't identify with Buddhism as a religion. The traditional form of it, the ritual, the superstitious elements of the kind of cultural overlay of Buddhism, and the kind of supernatural beliefs that kind of have weaved in. Although the core philosophy, I believe, is secular. Most people would hold it is, but the kind of supernatural kind of element to it, to a certain extent. Not the core philosophy, but the kind of the religious vehicle, if you like, for the kind of core teachings. So I kind of had an issue with that intellectually, and had debated it with quite a few Western monastics, and was thinking I wanted to disrobe because I didn't want to spend the rest of my life kind of with that resentment and frustration and kind of rebelliousness, even though it was a kind of an object for practice, an object for mindfulness of those kind of frustrations. Actually, there's still a question, do I want to be this role, this kind of identity for the rest of my life? And I didn't feel I was a Buddhist in that sense. So I kind of said, well, look, rather than disrobe, I'd like to go and spend a year in another culture and see if that shifts the dilemma I was experiencing. And when I went to Sri Lanka, it was great because none of the Sri Lankan monks would entertain any sort of conversation with me about such a dilemma, because for them it's all just self-evidently kind of valuable and correct and kind of taken on face value. So I spent a year not having those conversations, and it was great. So what a relief, what a relief. And then one day I just kind of woke up and realised that I could disrobe without there being any conflict, without it coming from a place of conflict about that issue or anything else. And so then the decision was made. There was one other factor, which was I was in a kind of hermitage of small huts, a collection of huts in a kind of rainforest, I guess, up a mountain, and kind of just north of Kandy in central Sri Lanka, Peradeniya. And a wonderful place, Hikkaduwa, if you're ever in Sri Lanka, it's worth a visit. Beautiful place. And there was a bookshelf, loads of books in Sinhalese, one book in English, which was a book called The Symbols of the Unconscious by Carl Jung. And I kind of read that book a couple of times, and it kind of blew my mind. So it kind of gave me a way, I guess, of pursuing the process of personal development in a secular way. And so that's what I did. I disrobed with the intention of trying to kind of find a training to train as a psychotherapist for my own development, principally, and to continue my practice, but in with a different language, different format, different structure. And that's what I did. So I hope you found that interesting. This is a kind of context still for what I'm going to come on to next, which is a bit more focused on the kind of meditation and mindfulness practice. And then obviously the kind of work in psychotherapy and the integration of the two, that's coming. But this is hopefully a entertaining and interesting introduction to that. Thank you.